Hi everyone, Sajid Amit here, and welcome to my review of the final audio Tonalite True Wireless earbuds. So this is what the outer packaging looks like, and these are what the TWS earbuds case looks like. And essentially, guys, final audio is pretty well regarded, as you guys will know, for a variety of products. And what might be interesting or might not be interesting for you guys to know is that my first ever flagship was from Final. It was a D8000, and I think they do bass extremely well. I think they do mids very well. They're from Japan. It's a very respected a boutique, high-end boutique Japanese brand with meticulous craftsmanship, history, attention to detail. I dare say innovation, technical prowess. Final audio is very impressive, and this TWS is no different. It's a very impressive package. This carrying case has this bit of a texture to it, which I really like. It makes it a little grippier. It's slightly larger than one would expect, but that's what it is. I mean, I always like the Final Audio logo, these hexagons, and this lid is it opens all the way, and the buds are decently shaped and are very ergonomic and very good for long term listening. They're not heavy, and I've used the medium tips and they're very tunable. So I'll get into all that. Um, so yeah, I mean, I've been surprised by this. Let me just start with that because they say it's tunable, but I wasn't expecting this level of tunability. The price point is around 280 to $320, so it's expensive. It's on the higher side of TWS because nowadays you get a lot of cheap stuff from different parts of the world, China in particular. In terms of specs, this has, of course, a dynamic driver. In terms of codec support, you get SBC, AAC, and likely LC3, but that I've heard is region dependent. The battery is impressive. It's 9 hours for the buds and 27 hours roughly with the case. There is no ANC, so it's but they do isolate reasonably well, and the important thing is it's got the DTAS system. That's sort of an app-based personalization, which I think is worth mentioning because that's just a very stellar feature and it's not gimmicky. What that means is that there's no fixed frequency response curve. The Tonalite uses a calibration process, I want to say, to sort of approximate what Final perceives to be a neutral tonal balance based on your ear geometry. So this is really, fancy stuff. And they do it really well because, for me, I like bass to be controlled, but I also like sub bass growl, right? I don't like the consumer style boosted bass, and the Final just tunes the bass so well. The bass avoids massing the mids. The bass is powerful. The bass is articulate and punchy, and it reminds me of the bass of the Final D8000, which I just love because the bass also has good timbre. And I don't exactly understand how Final does it every time, but they do. They have a very good ear for tuning bass. Mids are natural, on point, neither forward nor recessed. It's got good timbre in the mid range. It doesn't sound like a TWSC sort of a digital glary timbre, which I really, really like. And finally, the treble I feel is just very beautiful. The treble here is one of the stars of the show. The high frequencies are present, and which I like because I don't like a rolled off treble. You can tune it, of course, but I love the fact the treble is present on a TWS, and because a lot of these TWS just go for a very warmish tuning, a la Apple AirPods, right? And it doesn't. It's got a more audiophile tuning, right? It's got a very expressive, articulate treble, but it doesn't get spicy or fatiguing. I promise you, at least not for me. Technical performance wise, imaging is adequate for the price, for the fact that it's a TWS. It's not going to blow you away for imaging like their IEMs that are cheaper, that are wired, which will give you better imaging. Resolution is sort of limited by the codec and amp stage, but it's decent. Stage is a bit narrow, which is expected from a TWS. But its strength is tonality, I feel. The tonality is just so beautiful and it's better than anything else. There, I said that. I mean, I do want to say that, if you compare this with the Final Audio ZE series, which is also very impressive, where this stands out is the tonal personalization that's available and raw sound quality. And of course, with in comparison to the wired products from Final, this is something that I think has even better coherence. But of course, those will surpass this for pure technical prowess in terms of resolution or soundstage perception and all that. So, I mean, who should buy this? I feel like this can appeal to a wide range of people, right? Not just audiophiles, and that's the interesting part. If you're a average consumer and you want a very nifty sort of like a high-end boutique brand, and because you like consumer audio and you want something a little luxurious with great battery life and tonal personalization, this should appeal to you. So I do feel like this has a broader market, and especially if you're an audiophile, I feel like you love this. If you prioritize tonality, and when you're listening to music in the gym, you're not looking for the highest amounts of resolution. You just want good bass, a nice mid-range for the occasional vocals track. And you do want some treble presence if you're in the gym, because you might be listening to rock and metal, and I do, and that oftentimes requires the sort of treble presence and energy to sound alive. So that's it for me, guys. This is a very standout performer, an impressive package from Final Audio, and I recommend this without the slightest hesitation. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for my next one. Bye bye.